This is the Benjamin Zulu Global. Welcome our viewers from all over the world to the home of the Heart Matters. We're converging to learn together because when you know better, you can do better. And a better life is what we all want. Better work life, better family life, better personal life.
And yes, my name is Bramwell Opio, and today, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about how do you know that a man genuinely loves you? Hey, Benjamin.
Hey, and welcome back.
Thank you.
We know you genuinely love us. we have a side.
Yes.
So it's been a very mysterious thing.
Yeah.
To want to commit your life to a person, and you do not know what they're really thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So people have been wondering, what are the signs? What should we check for? And what should you? What are the sure telltale signs? Because you don't want to board a vehicle that is taking you to a crash.
Yeah.
So to give ladies a few peek, how to really peep inside a man's heart by reading what he is presenting. And this, of course, is before you commit to them. There's another show we'll talk about how to know whether the one you are with is losing interest.
Mm-hmm.
Today we are talking about the one who is coming, whether they are sincere. And the first sign is if they feel lucky to just have your attention, your time, vis-a-vis, versus the one who makes you, who looks at it like you are lucky to have him.
Mm-hmm.
When a man has sincerely identified a woman who is taking him to his destiny, who he loves with all his heart, with whom he feels alive, assured, safe, loved. When a man has found that kind of woman, he feels favored.
Yeah.
He can hardly believe that you're single, you're available, you're giving him the chance. In fact, the vibe with which a man comes to your life is as clear as daylight if you know how to read. Our only problem is we don't look what they're bringing, we look what we are feeling.
Yeah.
Your biggest enemy is your own feelings and your own desires and your own impatience and the social pressure. It's time. Other guys are settling. They're posting. I can't miss this one. You come here with all of this outside pressure that is saying, now I finished school, I've settled in career. The next thing, I just want to settle. So you come with that next thing, settle, next thing, settle, next thing, settle. And you find yourself putting the cart before the horse, going to intimacy, bringing yourself, doing this. And then you mix things. And many people actually deliberately create a crisis so they can marry in response to the crisis.
Yeah.
They get pregnant so they can marry in response to
Pregnancies.
They trap themselves.
Yeah.
They just arrive, then they mix up the steps. Many people are so insecure whether they are worthy being chosen that they have to trap the other person with a situation to make them commit.
Yeah.
Many people are so afraid and impatient that they think as long as you get him to marry you, that's all. Because that's the vibe she hears out there. That if you want him to commit, carry his child. Without realizing that you can corner a person for a situation, but you can't corner them to commit, to be sincere, to stay for the long haul, and that even the child, the pregnancy, will come and go. That's another person who is arriving through you to go through their journey. You needed your own co-traveler. So the one sign that this guy is really sincere for the long haul is he feels fortunate to just have your time. Let's describe the counter, the antithesis, the opposite, and which is unfortunately more common. It's also invest after they take you for one day, they invest some money for lunch or something. They feel like now it's time for payback through sex, and they don't always talk sex directly. They say you should come to their house at night, you should do the next date, sleepover, those kind of suggestive things, and which you can see from far. But the problem is many of our ladies do not. It's like they keep asking, should I? One of them was saying, I spent at his place we did not do anything. I was there one weekend, and now I trust him. I feel like I'm falling in love. He's not saying anything. Many of them don't know the idea of reputation, the principle of, there's a principle in law that says justice should not just be done, it should also be seen to have been done.
Exactly.
The appearance from outside Even if you did not do anything, but you spent at a man's house, who will you convince that you did not do anything? How will you be taken? You see, you want to appear to have principles even in the eyes of those who are watching. Yeah. This is not about people pleasing. At some point, our Lord said, who do people say I am? Sometimes you need to care the perception you are sending out there. The way you're perceived, that's how you'll be treated. That's how you'll be taken. Many times, it's not the fact that affects that we work with. It's the feeling, how we feel towards you. Mm-hmm. That's what affects how people treat you. You have seen artists who are as gifted as before, but they get caught up in a scandalous thing, and they lose credibility. Yeah. they lose following. They lose. Your gifts have not disappeared. You're still the same person. The perception of you spending in a man's house, of you frequenting, and many of them, I was telling them about the close relationships where you are mine, I'm yours. You get exclusive. You get tied to a person. And this is not about we are getting married, we are ready. In fact, it is expressly for wasting time. You both agree to waste time by saying you want to learn each other. Mm-hmm. You just give it a more decent language by saying you want to learn each other. Brahma, you don't need an exclusive relationship to learn a lady.
Yeah.
The best way to learn a lady is on a friendship basis. Mm-hmm. Even if she's far away and you've talked on phone, you like each other a lot, try to plan a meeting. The difficulty of getting that meeting happening is a suggestion by divine hand and your ancestors that you are not compatible.
Yeah.
Because many times people are falling in love online without trying a practical interaction to see whether you can even afford the movements, mm-hmm. whether you can afford the life adjustments to bring together, whether she's really interested or she's just enjoying company. Some ladies entertain your advances because they are bored. Yeah. Sorry, this may be discouraged. The reason some ladies flow with you has nothing to do with you. You just get mad at time she's down. And here is a guy so charged, telling so many poems, calling and, hey, who doesn't want somebody to lift the spirits? Here you are, swearing by your ancestors. You've never seen such a caricature, such a composure of, you're calling her the ultimate creation of God. I don't know when you did the ranking. You ranked all the creation of God, and you arrived at this one as the finest. So you're pouring all your creativity. You're pouring all, and she was otherwise bored, worried about the cares of this world, about rent, job, lack of money. Here is somebody sending lunch, unsolicited. Sometimes we abuse ourselves. We just avail ourselves for exploitation. You saw this lady, you fell in love alone. Be careful. Before you fall, make sure the other one is also falling. Please, if you fall alone, your money will suffer. The injury will be in your pocket. You will invest. So the first sign that a guy genuinely means it is when he feels favored to have your attention. Mm-hmm. When he is proud or when he's only after sex, he makes it look like he has invested so much you should give something back in return. Mm-hmm. What are you bringing on the table? Yeah. I've done all this. What are you doing back? Mm-hmm. He was here for transaction, not for connection. He was not trying to try out journey for life. Yeah. That's the first sign. And for men, be careful that how you've loved a lady does not make you think that now you should love them until she's convinced to love you back. Mm-hmm. Some people just don't feel you. It's just not a good fit. Yeah. Especially if she has this enigmatic expression. You know, ladies are cautious. So sometimes she's just being cautious and using words like, oh, you're so sweet. Now you take that to be romance. She's just saying thank you for so many gifts and free lunches and treats. Yes. What would you say even if you were such a generous guy? Sacrificing everything. Yes. Taking his salary to kwamua her. You rescue her. And you even copard everywhere. To appear like when you have any problem, tell me. Some ladies are not materialistic. You asked her to ask for whatever she wants. That she should not have problems when you are in the world. That it is unimaginable for a lady like her to have any problem when a guy like Brahma is on the earth. He can't endure such a thing. Yes. It's actually an honor for him to assist Brother, don't overpromise. The ladies who marry the package you present, not you. You did not present your personality. You brought an irresistible pitch with illustration and a free trial period of 1 month. Full of treats, surprises,
Yes.
poems, a shoulder to lean on, texts. Even your friends have noticed your phone is beeping so much.
Yes.
And you have such a vibe. They're even envying you. Who is this? And all surprises coming to office through courier, G4S. Imagine lunch being delivered by professional courier. At least twice a week. And flowers surprisingly appearing on her desk. And you go on and on and on. Who doesn't want such Brahma, don't overkill.
Yeah.
In your desire to win, give space to see whether she too is feeling the resonance deep within. And don't go with too much superficialities. If as a lady, you're the one being treated, you shall see that he comes with that vibe of he's happy to see you. He's just so happy to have, but you not jump to ask for payback through sex.
Yeah.
You not be jumping to feel like you're not responding. A good guy will make his presentation, and although he's passionate about you, he does not close you in or try to compel your response. He also has a sense of identity to know that even if you do not accept it, is you do not feel it, it's regrettable, he will feel bad, but he can't force it. Yeah. Sincere men are not obsessed. Obsessed people, obsession is a confession of weakness, that they just happened to corner you. They don't deserve you.
Yeah.
The reason they're clinging on to you and they don't allow you the space to breathe and be yourself and make a choice is because they know if they leave you a room, you won't choose them. Their behavior is a communication. The reason they're texting, calling 20 times, because they know if they leave you alone, you won't
choose them.
So the solution is to bombard, arrest, coerce. Our human nature, when we are forced, is to do the opposite. When we are compelled to go this way, we resist.
Yeah.
The best way is to make sure it's a rhythm. The first sign of a guy who sincerely loves you is that he feels chosen. He feels special just to have you in his life.
Yeah.
Does he expect reciprocity? Yes. But he does not put selfishness ahead. The second rule, that a man sincerely wants you for the long term, sincerely loves you. And it's not about, there are men who specialize on hunting and they hunt for women, they hunt for sex, They're sex hunters, just like that's how they live, and they have learned the language that makes women melt and soften, how to talk to your need, how to hang around, how to make you see them in a certain way, how to listen to what you want, and they customize themselves to your specifications. There are people who are just chameleons, social chameleons. You look like you want church people, they become a church person.
Yeah.
Become a church guy talking the church language, and they can quote a verse here and there. Or remember one you mentioned the other day. And they just to get into your heart and get you to fall in love. There are people who they customize themselves. So one proof which looks counterintuitive that he is sincere is that he himself has irreducible minimums. He has conditions under which without this one I can't go. He has irreducible minimums. The opposite is a person who will do anything for you, do and become anything for you. Change to your church, change to your religion, change to your way of life, change to your dressing, change to your culture, change. Anybody is willing to change everything for you is not sincere. A sincere person has irreducible minimums that without this one, for example, you may say you're not getting married in 5 years. You see yourself, you need to fulfill the wishes of your grandma. that your grandma had a dying wish.
Yes.
That somebody would build a story in your compound, and that you don't think you can do that well when you have your own family. So you want to build that gorofa 3-floor house in the village to fulfill. You want to do that before you get married. Right now your salary is only 30,000.
Yes.
To build that kind of a house would require a few years of saving, and then if you mention 5 years and this guy wanted to settle in a year latest 2, you say I understand, and I respect that, and you will move on. But if he says no problem, if it's 5 years I'll still wait, and you decide you wanted to marry immediately, why is that person changing everything for you? They do not have a stand. They are here to just sweep you and get something from you.
Okay.
There's a psychology of women that a lot of men have learned and they like to play with. The intimacy of men many times is raw sex. Be careful when you tell men that women want as much sex as men. That's a very misleading statement, because it makes men think they want as much sex like us, the same way we want it, the same style we want it. So the guy does not understand. So what is this emphasis about? Foreplay or behave romantic through the whole day? Or because men don't need that. They are raw kind of does not need too much warm up.
Yeah.
So the raw intimacy, no build up. But the intimacy of women follows a very different trajectory. In fact, one summarized way to see it is men need sex to feel loved, and women need love to feel sex.
Yeah. Yeah.
They go the opposite. Women want sex under different conditions. They must feel deeply connected with you.
Yeah.
Well, a man uses that kind of connection to feel connected. You get this. The woman needed emotional connection before physical connection.
Yes.
The man needed the physical
connection.
They spiral like a rope.
Yeah.
Their interests spiral. They complement, flowing in opposite directions. Like the way they usually present the DNA, the DNA strands, and the way they wrap. That's how the man and the woman play. You shall not oversimplify. Yes, women want sex, but on a different rhythm, with something else coming first. They may want a couple. One wants to go for coffee, and the other one wants to escort for coffee. So the lady, if she's one wants, take me out for coffee, she can offer sex as a reward. If he takes
Out for coffee.
for him, if he wants for coffee, he will not use sex, because both are working this way.
Yes.
For her, the coffee is the warm up now to the real sex and all that. One is the reward, the other one is the motivation. If it's the woman wants something, he knows that by going this way, by overlooking all this build-up, he feels rewarded.
Yeah.
Part of the confusion we have, and that men have learned a long time ago, and they use it to trick unaware and awakened women, is that she can fall in love by emotional interaction only.
Yeah.
The key to keep your guard up as a woman is to safeguard your feelings. That scripture, to watch your heart, for it is the source of everything.
Yeah.
Guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it flow the issues of life. For women, they should take it very literally. There are men who have learned to make girls fall in love without even suggesting anything.
Yeah.
Just be available to her to vent at the end of the day. Be consistent in checking on her. Watch her life, how it's going, and give her quality advice. Give assistance. Be a shoulder to lean on. Be a go-to person. Be her defenses should try to friend zone you to remove romantic tension, to neutralize you as a threat. Women have several defenses. When she realizes you are coming and building in her mind importance and reliability, She fears that she might lose control to you. She knows when she falls in love, she loses control.
Yeah.
So one of their defenses is, if they can't cut you off, they change the vibe to one of familiarity and brotherhood. Hi, bro. They try to change your category. And when you refuse the bro, I refused the bro. I rebuked it directly. I have enough sisters to call me brother. If I wanted brother, why would I travel? 10 sisters. By the time you have 10 sisters. So she tried to bro me, and I said, my friend, I would rather be out. So it's almost their defense mechanisms, sometimes they're even unconscious about it. The other categories, they try to put you in other safe categories. So the bro zone, the friend zone has familiarity, does not have romantic tension, and it is a curse for a guy to have the access of the woman you wanted, but not in the way you wanted her. And you watch, she begins to ask you to give opinion of other suitors. Now you're already finished. Don't give opinion about your competitors. Remain a competitor. The moment you occupy the position of a judge, of a buddy who helped me assess guys, you have crossed to the other side. The moment she tried to discuss other suitors, just remain there nonchalantly with a blank smile. And respond ambiguously. Oh, I hear you. To maintain your position as a potential attacker. Don't give ground. You know this man is sincere when he has non-negotiables as well. He may not be aggressive, but it's a way he has structured his life. And he is hoping this can work. And if it cannot, he will understand. Right. A guy who is sincere is willing to let go if conditions are not met, if things are not aligning. To be disappointed, it may not be easy, but he will respect that. And you will see him actually moving on. Bramwell, it's one cheat code, which you don't hear said much about women. That a sincere woman who is ready to settle does not play hard to get.
Yeah.
And she knows good guys are hard to get, and when they come around, she does not play hard to get. Only girls play games, hide and seek. For you to run after her, she blocks you, disappears there, you send a friend, you appear there, she blocks you, she does not. Those are child games. You remember to hide, we used to hide in banana planted. That's what she's playing.
Yes.
This is a child. A woman who is looking to settle, the moment you want her attention, she turns you away to talk. She listens and get to see what this is about, to make a decision early. When you are looking to buy a car, anybody who sends a proposal, you look at it, you're looking to buy.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. So you get to see whether there's anything. You weigh it versus what you're looking for. A sincere man has conditions under which, if these are not present, I'll move on. And graciously so. No insults, no curses, no nothing. The last condition of a man who sincerely loves you, that he wishes you well, even if both of you don't end up together. Sincere love has a contradiction. I want you for myself, but even if I can't have you, I still want you to be well. They can't insult you on their way out. They can't call you. They cannot go bad-mouthing you. They can't send bad texts. They cannot become nasty. People who sincerely love you are too kind, too caring of you to be nasty. This kind of men exist. You will hear them being mentioned by people who missed out on them, especially because they're talking regret. One lady said they were to get married in the country they were in. She flew back to come and prepare ground. But another guy hijacked and confused her, and she decided to marry this one. That guy who they were to get married helped her to clear from that. They were doing further studies at the university there. Assisted, sent her package, helped us, and without the quiet discouragement, and he went away. If you have chosen that way, I understand, and it's okay. It's painful for me, but I want you to be happy anyway. I hope you have a happy life. And today she looks at what she lost, because she allowed herself to be confused by another person who had never been really in her life. She had not learned him. It was just all this, because this person has the favor of the people who know her, who know him. The other one is a foreigner, but is more sincere. You connected deeply. A guy who loves you sincerely wants the best for you, even if you don't end up together. So they can't put you down. They can't turn nasty. In fact, During disagreements, you see the true colors. When a person has the potential to put you down, abuse you verbally, say nasty things, they don't belong to your life. And even if you had thought of them, you should drop that thought at once. The best strategy, Bramwell, to end up with a person who is sincerely into you is to observe whether they still maintain their respect for you in all mental states. When they're frustrated, they're angry, when they're not sure, when they have called you and you have not received, or do they maintain patience to wait? Oh, I understand. One thing I knew, this is the girl because she was not easy to get angry. She was not easily wounded. Can you ask brothers to stop dating these girls who are so easily wounded by anything? Now you start bandaging because you did not pick a call, explaining and repeating and proving and calling other people to show I was this one, the other one, and that is the order of the day, and you want to settle there. Good brothers have this instinct to tame wild, disturbed people. So when they meet this girl who is so insecure, he conditions himself, adapts according to her insecurities. And he's behaving a certain way to keep her insecure. You know, I'm always insecure. You know how to handle me. You should handle your insecurities. Marriage, we can't come here saying, you know me, I always have this wound. Understand me. You should treat your wound. You don't come to football when you are injured and you're saying, you know, I can't kick with that foot. Just understand me. No. Heal until you are ready to function. And for many of us, brothers, and what has been confusing, society made us think you can make a woman fall in love. That's why we try too hard. And let's sound some warning here. What if sincerely he loves you, but you don't feel him? Society tells you not to let go of a good guy. Just get married, love will come later. You will, these feelings will come. It's a good guy, good husband, responsible, present, you know. But you just don't feel the click. Okay, you appreciate, they say they love you, but they're not in love. They like who you are, but they don't feel attracted. As a lady, remember you deserve to marry first of all because you feel enlarged, alive, excited, drawn. You feel your child coming up. You feel your energy responding to this person. There should be a rhythm between you. Don't marry thinking of children. Start with yourself. Don't marry thinking of the money he will bring, the loyalty he will have. There's a problem of marrying very loyal people when you don't like them. It will be doubly hard to leave them. It will make you look like a devil. Why are you leaving a good person? It's easier to leave a bad person. People will sympathize. How do you leave a good person?
So difficult.
How will you work up? You try to cheat, they forgive you. You insult them, they keep coming. You raise issues, you start arguing, they calm down. They say, they offend you, they say they are sorry. Marrying a person who is nice when you don't really feel them is a catch-22. The advice I always tell ladies is, if he's a very nice guy, but you don't feel him so much, bless him for the next girl.
Right.
Be selfless enough to say he's meant for another person. Tell him that. There's a girl who rejected me with those kind of words. I did not appreciate that time, but today. She saw that I was the nicest guy she'd ever interacted with, she'd ever met, but we were just not a fit. She did not feel it. And she's trying to be conscious. You are thinking, no, it will grow. No, you are fearing the rejection. Other people say, oh, it's because you found someone else. That's an insult. I have the right to find other people. This is a free market. It's to say, the key to finding the person, the man who loves you, is to look at whether he feels honored to just have your presence, and he does not claim, does not want sexual favors, return favors. He's looking at long-term future. He does not give you ultimatums. If you don't do this, I'm gone. He does not feel like he's doing you a favor. And this is a kind of man who he has conditions under which he will leave himself. There is a program he's working with. As much as he loves you, he's hoping that this kind of thing can align. And he wishes you well, unconditionally. He can't insult you, can't bring himself to put you down. And what if then you have proved he loves you, but you don't love him? Bless him for the next girl. He's a nice guy, but he's not suitable for me. When you are that sincere, nature will reward you with one whom you love each other equally. Yes.
And that requires a very high level of maturity.
Yes.
Emotional maturity, for
Yes.
that matter, Benjamin.
Yes.
And I'll pick up from just where you've left. For this girl to be in a position to acknowledge that you don't deserve me, but I'll bless you for another person, you'd realize that, again, it is very hard to distinguish between the person who's rightly for you and the person who's rightly for the other person. It is very difficult because people want to date for various reasons.
Yeah.
And some people are running away from their own ghosts.
Correct.
Okay?
Yeah.
How then do they do that?
Let me tell you, once you've made peace with what you want, and you know it with clarity, you can tell when it is not this. Sometimes ladies go to shop, especially ladies have populated this a thing of going shopping, and they're not clear exactly what color they want.
Yeah.
They're depending on the feel they will get when they meet it. Sometimes you can't put together the appearance of the woman you're looking for. You have traits, but you don't know how she'll look like.
Yeah.
You know the character, but there are things you will determine when you get there. That is that feeling of this is it, the alignment, the peace, the assurance, the flow should be your last check, and it does not take too long to come.
Okay.
The moment you start considering this person for love, it won't take 2 years or 3 years. Depending on the frequency of communication, if you're talking every day, within a few weeks, you should be sure
That this is it.
Yes.
Right. And now therein lies another trap, whereby we might be tempted to start fanning our feelings until
Yes.
I love this fella.
Actually, you can start assisting yourself
Yes.
to fall in love. Imagining them in this situation. You try to imagine bedroom so that your body will feel it. Those things are very nice, especially convenient people. There are people propose both of you because you look sober,
Yeah.
leader-like. Be careful with those kind of suggestions by well-meaning people. They're likely to suggest somebody who is your double. You are a leader here, and they know another girl is a leader there, and she's also single.
Yeah.
That's your double. That's not your they don't compliment you. They're like you.
Yeah.
I met people like that. We appreciate it. You are perfect partners for business, not for love. For life, you're supposed to be, one of you is naturally a supporter, the other is naturally a leader.
Later.
And when you meet those kind of people whom you have so much in parallel, in common, just remind yourself, if the chemistry is not clicking, you're not feeling that flow, that dance, that rhythm, even if you try to settle, it will nag you. You have seen two alphas, alpha person, who married because they were the most notable people in their community, in their church, in their village, in their whatever. They were notable, both of them.
Yeah.
And because they thought on the same level, they thought they can marry. Only to realize parallel lines have so much in common, it's a pity they never meet. Somebody said that.
Yeah.
You have so much in common, but you never meet. So always accept that some people are shining, and you two are shining, but you can't function as a team.
Okay.
That's how you know this is for another person.
All right.
Yes.
And as we wind up, point number 3, that you said this gentleman must have irreducible minimums.
Yes.
At some point, yes, you might have irreducible minimums, but this guy comes and you are tempted, okay, to reduce your irreducible minimum so that you can accommodate them.
And that's, in fact, one red flag is when you have to move from who you are to be with this person.
You're right.
When previously you couldn't tolerate things, a drug or smoking or something, fair before you couldn't stand it. But because of the way you're falling in love with this person, you're thinking, maybe it's not that, maybe.
Yeah.
Fair before it was a non-negotiable for you. Some of these non-negotiables are just personal. Because of your history and who you are and your personality. Whenever you find yourself changing your pillars to be with this person. That's the first red flag. You should step aside and see. We say that kind of love is usually not love. It's a projection of an unfinished business within you. The lure of a drug, the euphoria of something forbidden, unconscious and compulsive. True love is peaceful and it allows you to actually walk into it. You don't just get swept away.
Yeah.
So whenever you find yourself shifting to accommodate them, that's a problem.
Right.
Yep.
There you have it, guys. That has been our time. Remember, not to fall into love, but to walk into it as you look forward to settling down. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time.
This is the Benjamin Zulu Global. Welcome our viewers from all over the world to the home of the Heart Matters. We're converging to learn together because when you know better, you can do better. And a better life is what we all want. Better work life, better family life,